every organization actually has to make employee experience a priority. So I want to present 3 reasons why we should bother about employee experience. There's an organization called Glassdoor, and so basically they create feedback from current employees, people who candidates that never made it into the organization, and even ex-employees about the business. And they attach a score to that, they create a score from that. And that score actually can impact your brand as an employer, because someone that is looking forward to understand, to join an organization will first go to Glassdoor and will check the ratings. So your ratings on Glassdoor can actually make the difference between you getting superior talent or not. And in a sense, it affects your perception as an organization. A lot of organizations monitor it closely. So yeah, we should bother because Glassdoor is watching us, right? The second point is, we all know that we are in the digital age, but the thing about it is, the digital age presents employees with a lot of choices. Now, people don't have to come to work. People can work from home. Like yesterday, I worked all day from home. And it was not like I was lounging. I didn't watch the TV, I don't even think I had a lunch break. So now there is a blend between your life and work. People want more flexibility, and even the traffic in Lagos actually it doesn't make sense. So employees have more choices. So you need to be thinking about that, right? And then the third part, which I feel is the most important part, is if you do a good job of creating phenomenal employee experience, you'll be able to unlock something called discretionary effort. Now, simply put, it's the effort that employees give or invest in the organization above and beyond the normal call of duty, above and beyond what is required. And really, that's where innovations comes from. People are able to go and, the extra mile. They're thinking about the organization 24/7, over the weekend, wherever, whenever, and they're able to bring that value back to the organization. But when you have a disengaged workforce, when you have employees that do not care about the organization, they'll do the barest minimum not to get fired, but your organization will suffer for it. Okay? So let's go through the evolution of the concept of employee experience. Traditionally, when workers join, we think about how do you set them up for success. In the past, the focus has been, let's give them a desk, let's give them a chair, let's just make them functional, let's make sure that they can do their work, let's give them a telephone. But with time, it became apparent that you need to ensure that the employee is actually productive, not just able to work, but can work well. So you provide applications, you provide computers, you provide things that will make work easier for the employees. Again, it's still about work, doing work better, doing work faster. Then you go to the engagement phase where you're thinking, I think it would make sense for us to kind of try and make employees happy a little bit, make them more comfortable. So that's when you begin to say, okay, let's poll our employees, let's find out, how certified they are with our organization and things like that. Let's focus on culture. And then finally, you get to experience. And basically, experience is the phase where you're at, where your employees actually want to go to work. They don't have to, they don't need to. I have a colleague at the back, her name is AK. She's one of our phenomenal people in Andela. And you see her sending emails at some time and you're wondering what's going on. But she leaves her desk at maybe 5 or 6, but she's still applying that discretionary effort because, she's engaged, she's sold in, she's empowered, she just wants to deliver value. And that is what experience does to deliberately creating employee experience. That's what it does to an organization. You're able to unlock that discretionary effort. And so, what do? You focus on culture, you ensure that the technology is right, You design your workspaces deliberately to support that. You design your policies to support your people. And then it's not just the annual survey now, moving on from engagement. It's the quarterly survey, the pulse surveys that you do, the more frequent engagement that you have with staff to get their input. It's the town halls that you have every month. And of course, the organization itself must be able to connect with the individual on a personal level. The organization has to have a purpose, right? So I want to take us through, because this all talks about redesigning the HR process. And given that we don't have a lot of time, I just want to later in the post and all. This really ages me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm a closet millennial. Okay. You can't be effective in your role. You can't be effective in your role without, caring about what your candidates think. So I think last year we did something that was interesting. We had a speed dating. I think Andela was even with us then. Speed dating exercise where we brought people together and they progressed through a lot of people in a very short period of time. I want to ask you some questions. So is your organization still giving paper offers, like Lara mentioned, or you send your offers electronically? Do you still do newspaper ads, or you do a music video and you share it and that becomes your ad? That will save you a lot of money. Do you just do like manager appraisals, or do you get 360-degree feedback? Do you still do traditional media campaigns, or you leverage your workforce on the social media platforms and channels? Do you still do attendance sheets? Right? Okay, food for thought. So I just want to expose us to Andela. So this is just a snapshot of some areas in our organization that is like experience oriented. So at the top here you have a creche where people can bring their kids to work, and then in the middle you have the other room and friend zone. They are actually nap rooms where if you are tired you can go and sleep. I know this is this sounds strange, right? Believe me, we work and we make money. We are very productive. AK can attest to that. And then up here, you see that was Nigeria's former country director. Is now the VP of Global Ops. That's the gaming corner. So if you are tired, Mortal Kombat is there for you. And then of course, very vibrant design in terms of colors and all of that. We even have a Danfo boss on one floor. And then that's Mr. Easy playing with some of our people on the rooftop. So basically, you need to have an experienced mindset, and that would help you to, begin to deliberately create what you want your employees to experience. Engage with them, like I said, through surveys. Use those surveys to now create what we call your minimum viable product. Test something out, iterate, and then you get better. And then of course, when all goes well, you get a lot of awards. So the two questions I want to leave us with is, what is your vision of the employee experience in your own organization? Because this has to be, we're saying this is hacking HR. I'm out of time, but I want us to really think about it. What is your vision of the employee experience? I put out a lot of out there thinking. Pick something that you're going to change today. What is the one thing you're going to change in your organization as a result of this session? Don't let this be a wasted Saturday, because you can be somewhere, having fun at an O1 but you're here because you want to do something, you want to make a change, you want to see in the world. Thank you.